Dear friends, good evening. I'm asking the moderators to activate the chat so that we could have an exchange. Friends, welcome. So please show your I guess today we're going to have a broadcast where we'll be able to have an exchange with our precious colleagues and communicate on different subject matters. Hopefully, we'll be able to answer your questions, tell you about our most recent news, what we are working on. Many interesting things are happening, and virtually every day is happening something new. And a lot of interesting things are happening. So we're going to talk about this. We'll talk about the virtual nodes, about some other issues about the products and some news. I would start with, you know what, I would have shared with the key things that's happening here. And I'm sure that we'll just answer some of the questions happening in the chat. Okay, people are coming in, but we're already 44 minutes over time, and it's better for you to be here. Now about crypto cards. Crypto cards whose number starts with 461, all your balances have been restored. Those of you who haven't sent in your wallet or haven't seen your money returned, please write to the Dex support. Now about the cards starting with 525, maybe those cards will be reissued with a new line. Banks are promising it's going to be the safer card solution. As soon as we have a solution for that, we'll tell you about that. Those people who have cards, you don't need to do anything about this. We're waiting for the bank solution. They will be reissued. I think it's more than likely. Cards starting with 461, they can only be returned. So if you have a card like that and your assets have been restored, write to the Dex support and we'll do it for you. Those people who wrote to us, we have done it for you. Now, DexPN service. We have added promo code from Dex Store, and now we're in the final stage of testing. The same is true about promo codes for the new node owners who bought it after the 31st of July. As soon as we have an update, we'll tell you about this. So please follow our news. Generally speaking about DexPN, we are focused to make sure that we do 10 out of 10. Something doesn't work, guys, please write to the tech support. Your cases are very important for us, and there might be some individual cases. It would be great for us to look into them, make sure that we don't have this problem in the future. DexMobile, we updated. Now we have a new version being reviewed at the Google Play and App Store. And the release will be prepared after the verification. Now, what do we have out of the improvements? We have added more languages and currencies and reduced the number of banks. I mean, the banks which you can see when you see the same tariff, let's say 1 gigabyte for 7 days, but a different price point. DexCloud now. Well, it's quite interesting here. We have launched the conference, and the Android is being regarded at Play Market. We are going to publish the links as soon as we do the review. Also, as far as the DexCloud is concerned, we are preparing desktop versions installed on Windows computer and iOS. They're available for download at DexCloud official webpage. An important note, they can be downloaded when you move from the browser, any browser, but not Google Chrome, anything else. And for the security, never use Google Chrome in your daily life. Also, try not to store your passwords there. That's a sure shot recommendation. Now virtual nodes. We have launched already crediting up to 50 tokens per day. For those people who bought it after 31st of July, there was some delay in the functionality. So I cannot say this. We backdated. Anyway, I use this word backdated. And there were many questions about this, so we have done it. And if something is not in line, write to the tech support and we'll find a solution. Next, after the purchase of virtual node, you need to connect your wallet to get X1 coins. More detailed information about this can be found in your personal, in your back office. Please link your wallet to this because we need to understand where it will be going to. Because if you don't attach the wallet, where will we be writing, right? So those of you who haven't done this, please do this. Also through the tech support. Another important thing that we received many messages in my Telegram channel, and some people allowed themselves to be quite rude about this. Anyway, the X1 coin listing price has changed. We were planning to price it at 30 cents, but after communicating with the exchanges themselves, I've spoken to the advisors, quite major big advisors, who we're going to reveal very soon to you. We decided to change the price of the listing up to 10 cents. Whoever was buying coins in May and June, more coins will be added to you proportionally to the change of the exchange rate. Proportional to the exchange rate. This is a key word. Make it easy. I'll make it easier for you. We're going to, if you had 10,000 coins, you'll have now 30,000 coins. Please understand the sarcasm of mine with understanding, because sometimes people were quite rude in my comments because they decided to themselves, okay, now you change it from 30 cents to 10 cents and they will credit to our account just a little bit. No, not a little bit, but 3 times. We're quite honest here. Now, blockchain validators. I'm addressing you now. If you want to participate in airdrop in testnet, you will get additional bonuses. For that, you need to introduce additional details of your wallet. You will help yourself and will help us with that. Now, in the personal cabinet on DexNet.1, there was a little update rolled out next to the validators icon, who are connected to blockchain already. There is a purple encryption saying blockchain. If you see it highlighted in purple, it means that your node is connected already to the system and has been validated. If you don't see such an inscription, it's okay. You don't need to write to the tech support. It means that your node has not been connected yet because we haven't connected all 500 DEX nodes. We are keeping an eye on this. Unfortunately, it's not happening that quickly. We thought it would be quicker, but that's the way it is. As soon as we connect the validator number 500, we'll see what will be the load on validators, how quicker our blockchains can work with that, and if there is a need for more validators. If yes, we'll announce them. So far, it's unclear. I can tell you for sure that it's not going to be the number of validators like we were planning, like 3,000, 2,000, or if we'll add more, just insignificant number and on different conditions, not like the first 500 validators. This is the main pieces of news that we wanted to share. Now I suggest we start answering questions because I see quite a number of them in the chat. Let me add a few more comments before we start with the questions. Now about blockchain, I can add saying that this is a real new machine, like a shuttlecraft, which is loaded, being a whole infrastructure is being built. And in future, we expect to have a large ecosystem that many other projects are going to be rolled out on. We have great ideas how to do that. I will reveal a little secret to you and say that perhaps even banks will be deployed on our blockchain. So indeed, the scale is unbelievable. And these are not just words. We are working quite hard on trying to package it well, and you can see those people who are part of the testnet or keeping an eye on the chat, they see certain rebranding. Now we have rebranded it towards white. Everything is eco-colored, green like grass. We call it eco chain, right? So everything is done and repackaged. And we're talking to top exchanges. We're talking to investors. We're talking to different foundations. We are doing a lot of negotiations every day, and our team is working hard. And I'm sure we'll have good results because the feedback we get from them, we saturate it and deliver to the market what it really wants. So the fact that we changed the listing price a bit, because we spent the past 2 months in negotiations, we negotiated with the top 5 exchanges. We have approached their listing managers and we received their feedback that here, if we do this, they told us that it will work better. And after such tips and advice, we saw where we had to reconfigure it. That had an impact on the listing price, and we reduced it, but nothing will change the story for people who are part of the seed round or private round. It will be the same story for you. So this is indeed a very important thing that we are repackaging, and we are putting on board new advisors. Perhaps you have seen in our blockchains, in Twitter, in Telegram as well, we have already announced our first advisor, the first node advisor coming from Near Protocol project. I know those of you who know about the crypto world, Near Protocol is quite a serious major project. And we already have an advisor from Near Protocol. They're always with us doing all sorts of synchronization. We communicate with them. They provide their feedback and they do intros with interesting other guys, foundations and investors. So we're having this work together. Parallel to that, we have other companies and structures and communities connected, which are prepared for node sale, and they will be selling nodes on behalf of the blockchain within the format of a node sale. And soon you will see more advisors. We'll have more of them, interesting people who will support this idea and technology called Web 4.0 blockchain. And we're preparing for that. We are preparing for all these new processes. We are doing everything by the book. And if you want to be part of that and get new bonuses as validators, have this chance. Because now you become part of the blockchain system, and validators are the ones who are going to work as a vehicle for the promotion of the blockchain, bringing some benefit to it, because that would predetermine the income of each validator, and your commissions will grow, and the bonuses and awards. This is generally speaking, of course. Otherwise, I would talk about it for another 2 or 3 hours. But you have the general understanding of what's happening in blockchain front. Okay, let's start taking some questions then. Yes. Yes, indeed. We're not going to tell anything about the Tether. Why not? We are adding, we have opened negotiations. I know, do you know what Tether is? I don't know a person who doesn't know what Tether is. It's like a promo role. If somebody does know, I don't know that person. Then, yes, indeed, we are in negotiations with Tether on integration of our protocol and blockchain and the Dex20 network with Tether, and it's going to be announced real soon. For you to understand the level of negotiation, don't tell too much, okay? Just that would be enough as a teaser. For you to understand the level of negotiations from the level of blockchain, we never expected that it will appeal to guys like that. Yes, indeed, we need to fine-tune and improve some other things. That's what we're doing on testnet and other things to make sure that when we enter the market with node sale, then there will be no questions about it, because the packaging is going to be fully implemented like this, and you will see in our social media the sheer dynamics, how quickly we're moving. Yes, we're exploring a new level here. also with the exchange. I never thought that would be negotiating with such high-level exchanges for the first listing. Usually you start from the bottom rung of the ladder and then move up. But here we start negotiating with top 5 exchanges of the world, and we are communicating them directly with the listing managers. This is a very serious level. And I think something really interesting expects us in future. Just don't miss this opportunity. X1 coin, for sure, has a lot of future colossal prospects. And please hold to your seats. And those of you who gets coins and tokens now to own DexNode, if you tell others and for them not to decide not to buy it, it is a tougher proposition, I think, than to sell it, because it sells itself. At least for people to buy that minimal value virtual node. People are writing, come on guys, you're intriguing too much. In simple words, guys, I can tell you the following. First of all, X1 EcoChain, it's much better than just good. How can it benefit us? First of all, we're starting to unite ourselves with Tether. Those of you who don't know what Tether is it is the same USDT. We're not going to tell you now just yet how we're going to merge with them, but it will be happening in the following manner: that whoever in the world has ever heard about such words as Tether or USDT, or who are using it, their life will learn about X1 EcoChain. Moreover, they will start using X1 EcoChain. How can it benefit DexNet technology? X1 EcoChain is directly linked to DexNet technology. It is inextricably linked. And the crypto world is now looking at X1 EcoChain, not out of curiosity, simply because now we just mentioned some collaboration prospects that we have already some preliminary endorsement agreement about, but there are a lot of collaboration vectors where we have the preliminary agreement, but we shook hands, but we want to change a few parameters, or they want us to change a few things. But in principle, we are prepared to take this direction in our development. So 99% of what Igor has mentioned is happening at the backstage, and about 80% out of this will also come to life and eventually integrate it into the system. How can it benefit DexNet technology? The fact alone that crypto world will start learning about it, and when we were told once that, okay, there's cool technology, one thing we don't understand is why you went into MLM marketing, not the company DexNet, but distributors companies who are promoting our technology. Now, they're asking the same question from a different angle. Okay, they say, it's okay that you have MLM marketing. Most importantly, you have good, cool technology and techniques. People start to learn about this. Now, crypto enthusiasts start looking at this and realize that not everywhere where there is MLM and cryptocurrencies should always be something too risky. Because there are good precedents in the world when MLM and cryptocurrency can be great chemistry created for the benefit of decentralization, blockchain, and generally technologies, which is great because finally we have demonstrated that by using different methods, a company can explore the market. So we receive more attention to our token and the technology and everything happening under our umbrella. In simple words, in spite of the summer, in spite of our community maybe looking for something more, we still move towards our goal and will arrive at this. I think you understand already who Igor is, and you understand how insistent I am in my goals and objectives, we'll arrive at that. The only issue is that we're already starting to arrive at that. Some of us have been following us from the very beginning, and I can congratulate you that you have done it for a reason, because we have risen to the kind of ambition that we've been only dreaming about. We're already on the verge. We have stepping over this edge already, and it's just the beginning, guys. We have done such a great job here. The foundation is so strong, built in all those years. I don't know what else can prevent us from achieving this goal. Whoever is with us here, whoever is going to spend their time here, and we failed to do this by August 31st, then it's more likely that they're going to prolong it. So don't worry that your promo is going to burn out. If you spend DMCs and bought 3 Dex cards, you will get them anyway. It's just that now the whole world around crypto fiat flows is being changed drastically. Yuri is asking next question. Hello. How would virtual node buyers get access to X1? Don't worry about this, Yuri, just yet. You'll be connected to it as soon as it becomes possible. In your back office, where you activated your virtual Dex node, there's a new button appears that you need to connect it with the wallet. That's where you can synchronize with the wallet. Later, there you will see the instruction how to retrieve coins and tokens from there. It will tell you that now you can withdraw your coins. You still have time for that because it will happen before the listing. Just before the listing, you will be able to claim those coins and transfer them to your wallet. You'll have plenty of time to do that. You'll have the instruction and tutorial how to do that. Thank you, Igor. Pavel is writing. So we have token crediting for DexRate. where do you get these numbers from if, in fact, only 13.6 tokens are being credited? Tell us more about this and other tariffs. Thank you, Pavel, for your question. In fact, you simply need to understand what these 20 tokens are and those 13.6 tokens are. We have a reward pool, which is replenished from the use of the services our clients are using them. And the payments we accept in DexNet tokens are sent to that reward pool. 40% from those payments go to that pool, and that pool distributes this amount among all the holders of DEX nodes. So where do we get this 20 tokens from? It depends on the amount of sales going through our services. Some days it grows up and some it goes down. We see now it's summertime and the activity is not the highest. But still, before the beginning of the year, the activity was much higher. And we understand that this story is quite okay when in summer, generally, markets and businesses go to sleep, people slow down, and the whole world slows down. And September is the time of resurgence of activity, and the financial year and the academic year starts as of September 1st. So these are only preliminary calculations, can be 20, 30, 50, or 100 tokens. Everything depends on the amounts going through the reward pool. It can also be 10 tokens if the amount of sales goes down. Mikhail is writing next question. Hello. What will we have with DexStore and DexCard? I think I have answered this question before when I answered Kalina's question. Victor, hello, Alexey and Igor, and the whole community. Hello. People who were playing Huracan are asking what to do with DNC. And will there be crypto card for Ukraine before 31st of September? Oh no, 31st of August. Thank you for your answer. As for Ukraine, for many people it will be a new thing, but Ukraine is under sanctions all over the world, even though Ukrainians think that they're victims. I'm also Ukrainian, I have a Ukrainian passport, but you understand that we live in a sanctioned country. Unfortunately, it was even before 2022. Visa, MasterCard were not officially really working with us then. That's why to take on board Ukrainians for international market as difficult as other sanctioned countries. We're looking for a solution here. We seemingly have found one, but we need to test them first. Okay, let's move on. Alexey. Hello, Alexey and Igor. Tell me, please, are you going to list only X1 coin, or DexNet tokens are also going to be listed at other exchanges? It is unavoidable process, which will lead one after another. We cannot tell you just when, but wherever X1 coin is going to be listed, of course, tokens are going to be listed there as well. So indeed, it's going to be a combination, and it will work other way around as well. So coin is going to show the trajectory for future listing of the tokens, and the exchanges that will list our coin will list eventually our token as well. So it's a matter of time. I will add one other thing, guys. I will tell you one statement, and I quote it word for word. Everything is we're just in the beginning. Why I want you to hear it word for word, and what I'm asking Nikolai to translate it word for word, this is just the beginning. Because the listing that our token DexNet has now cannot be even called full-fledged listing. We have just provided an opportunity for you to exchange it to those guys who are dying from hunger or starving, who need to sell it at any price. We have offered such an opportunity to such users even before people started receiving their nodes. So that was almost 2 years ago. But now with the release of X1 EcoChain and the blockchain, with the connection of crypto community and influencers, with the collaboration with other major blockchains, not only networks and technologies as well, it's really only the beginning. And the life of our token has started after how do I put it correctly? When we turned it into IP shares, when we made DexNet token as part of our IP shares, that's how we closed our legal part. And now we have launched the practical part of using of the token's visibility and its usability. And what Igor is saying, that the exchange that is going to list X1 EcoChain coin, automatically with time, they will start list DexNet token and whatever is related to token, guys. It is just the very beginning. Please forget about low price of token. It's not going to be low anymore. We told you about this at previous AMA sessions when it was just 20 cents. Those guys who took our word for it, they did something about others will have to buy it at a higher price. Everything is done for sure to increase the value of the token. We're not even looking at it being valued at $1. We consider it valued in future at the level of 10, even $100. And if the coin will grow in value, then the token will grow in value as well as other products, because everything is based on the token. And if you understand that you have real products, you can pay for them in tokens. I know of other companies. If you know of them, you could write it in the chat, who would develop products like we have, where you could use 100% of token to pay for this and get also 20% discount. Nobody has implemented that before. And we are using this as a great opportunity. You can pay for your DexMobile, you can pay for your cloud memory, you can pay for DexPN and the cards. Everything is working now. This is the value and usability. And that will give you a glimpse of what will happen in the future. And in the future, we'll have even more of that. Yes, that's a fact. What is happening now with token, guys, I can tell you one thing. I've never sold a single token. I'm not going to do it for many months and years. And my dear friends haven't done so. What they're doing instead, they're start buying tokens. Maybe they know something that you don't. Okay, let's move on. Vasily is writing to me, I want to buy a card for DNC. Will I be able to do it before August 31st? I have answered this question before. I think we'll extend the deadline. Hello, Alexey. When will we start receiving 50 tokens per day? Rus G. We have already started it. We have credited the people's accounts today already, and we're crediting people's accounts for previous days. Anyway, this functionality is working fully, and we're already crediting people's accounts. Altebek, the next question: when blockchain is going to be released? Well, it depends on what you mean by release. If we're talking about testnet, because it's already being tested, but not with all 500 validation nodes. As soon as we connect all 500 validation nodes, I guess it will take just a couple of more weeks. And after that, we'll enter mainnet. Our internal deadline, to be honest with you, was at the beginning of September. But I have a feeling that we won't be able to meet that internal deadline. But September itself, as an internal deadline, we're not going to lose our focus on it. So it's quite possible that it will happen in September when we'll enter mainnet with that. Yes, I'm sorry, Igor, but the key thing here is my personal willingness, my intent, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen just like I promised you, because a lot depends on the development, and even in blockchain, we're doing some innovations. So there is no well-trodden path that we're following here when we could say that it will take just half a year, because other people have done it before. But each time we encounter something totally new in our way, and we're looking for a solution. Yes, Igor. Yes, you said a key thing here, that we are the first trotting the path and trailing the blazing the trail, basically. And we have no clear understanding how long it will take. This is the first part of the explanation. Secondly, we told you already that it's very important for us. We need to release the blockchain once and for all. There's no chance to release it, then roll it back and release it once again. You don't do it, things like that. Unfortunately, it's impossible. if we roll back the blockchain again, re-release it, it's a total failure. Not a single blockchain would survive this rollback. So that's why we're doing very good prep work, and we're preparing very strong foundation, be it technical and marketing, so that when we release it for good. That's why we are eager to receive the feedback. We saturate all this knowledge and information so that when we announce that we enter the mainnet, when we enter and approach the exchanges, when we tell them that we have done our homework, we're ready for listing, they open their doors for us. So we're doing it, make sure that we are not entering, gnashing our teeth. Please take us at any condition, no, but with real pride, with walking tall. That's why we're doing this. Trust me, you will see it yourself. We're entering the very last stage of testnet, then we'll have a transition to the last one, and that's where the most interesting things will start. Just keep an eye on the news, participate in all the activities, because perhaps you will learn something really interesting there. So please participate, keep an eye on that, and share information with people who want to participate with that in that. Because I know a lot of people who are part of airdrops and testnet right here in front of us, in front of our eyes. Let's use it and prepare for mainnet and develop. Thank you, Igor. Gennady is writing first day one. As soon as you published information about validators, I still wasn't connected to testnet. I'm doing up to 50 transactions per day. Gennady, I think in any way you need to be patient and wait a little to understand why you haven't been connected. But at least moderators have seen your message here, and they have copied it, and then they will provide you with the feedback. If you're talking about airdrop, but if you're talking about the node connection to the validators network, it's done automatically. If there are some difficulties with the connection of the validators node, then we'll get in touch and ask you to do something for us. Yuri is writing to us. Now, as far as the 50 transactions per day, thank you, Gennady. It really creates additional load for the network. It's very good. Yuri March, tell us, please, when are you going to restart the selling of cards for DNC? As soon as we solve the card issue, Yuri, because the card suppliers who we used to work with, we are forced to securitize our community, not to create additional difficulties for them. Anastasia Arlova, Alexey and Igor, thank you very much for everything you do. Thank you, Anastasia. We are proud to be part of DexNet and Igor chain. Thank you. Tatiana is writing. Thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you. Alexandra, I have a question about S3. What kinds of cards are going to be used when connecting S3? What kind of payments will be possible for S3? Thank you. One of the examples, for instance, we're using S3 for DigitalOcean. Yes, I'm sorry. That was the second question was asked at the previous AMA session. I promised to prepare an answer for you, but I haven't done my homework. That is why. Okay. You know what? Let's do the following, Alexander. Maybe you can be registered on DigitalOcean and see different types of payments there, or I will ask somebody from my team to do that, and then we'll write back to you with the answer. Somebody from our team might check it up and write you an answer in the chat right away. You know, it's more like a question about they're using card payments there, and the question here is more like they're using cards of the guys from Russia and Ukraine there. The question is whether their card payments will be validated or not. Okay, Farai is writing. Next question. Tell me, please, if I don't remember my account in which account in MetaMask was connected to NFT and coin purchase, how do I do? What I do about this? With blockchain, you have to be extra careful, Farai, because only you should know which account you connected and which wallet has been connected. Even MetaMask doesn't know this. At least that's what they declare officially. Hopefully it is so. So Farai, I don't know what to tell you. It's important to make a note of everything, write down all your seed phrases, and use a pen and a piece of paper instead of using electronic. Maria is writing, what news do you have about the cards? When we'll have them? Maria, we're working on this actively. Just want you to have cards that you wouldn't have any problems in future. Now, the market is being restructured. We need a couple of more weeks to wait until the end of this restructuring, and then we'll understand which cards will be connected. Now we have a number of suppliers, and we're choosing the most reliable of them. We need to develop DexNet technology. That's the answer. Victor is writing that because of such flashes, I'm slipping with sunglasses on. Now I swapped in my wallet tokens of Tether, but it's quite expensive. Is it going to be less expensive with your blockchain? So the swap of in my wallet token to Tether is too expensive. You say, but the swap is done through Pancake, and we haven't put in any of our interest there. The commission you can see there is the commission of decentralized exchanges only. That is why we cannot influence them, but in our blockchain, yes, we can influence that. So it's going to be work just fine there. Julie is writing, half of what you're saying is beyond me because I cannot understand what is DBL. I don't understand your question, Julia, either. I understand that you don't understand what we're saying, but what is TPL? I don't know what you mean here. Maybe you should go to the person who invited you here. I'm sure that person will explain to you what's happening here. And then you'll understand more about it. In the back office of DexNet, I cannot connect the wallet through Valid Connect. I can only connect it through browser version. Dmitry, I think something is wrong with your device. Go to the tech support. Let's see, maybe there are some nuances that we are unaware of. Alexander is writing, all of us are doing great. Yes, that's a fact. You know, I'll just make a 3-minute comment about this. 99.9% of our clients don't even realize what's going on. And the pity is that we cannot officially talk about what's going on here. But if all these people realize what is really going on, I think the DexNet flag would be raised really high and would be, sticking out of every window and balcony. But Igor and I were just observing what's happening. We understand what's happening. We understand what's being prepared in the wings. We understand what will happen in the next 1 to 3 years, and what will happen to DexNet eco chain in that, against this background. But we simply cannot spell it out to you. It's just like, I don't want to compare ourselves to Apple. Apple are doing great. Of course, we're not as great as they are, to be honest and fair. But there is a very interesting parallel here when Steve Jobs and together with Steve Wozniak in their garage developed the first Macintosh computer. It wasn't as smooth as we read in the book written by Jobs, and Jobs told others about this. He was a real great manager, but I'm sure those guys knew something, and they were moving forward knowing where they were moving. So there are 2 other guys who know exactly where they're going. They know what's going on around them. Unlike Jobs, these guys have very great support at different levels, very strong support. And those guys, these guys know where they're going, and owning this information, they can direct their movements very well. There's one problem: these guys cannot go live and publicly reveal some of their knowledge, because then other guys will be in the way and trying to block the movement of their ship. And there are 2 options here. Either we board the raft and trust the flow, and if you're on the raft, you can say that I was with the company from the very beginning. I knew that they would come to this, and I very great. Or you can be deceitful that I was mining everything and everything shut down. I failed, but I was with them until the very end. No, you were not with us until the end. No, those of them who are with us, they go with us until the end. They go the whole distance and they show their attitude. I have many things to tell you, but I need to restrain myself because I want to live a longer life, first of all, and will do everything. Guys, in fact, what is happening here with the Max Messenger, it just goes to show that we have chosen the right direction. I shouldn't reveal anything more to you. Those of you who understand, can read between the lines, can read that. And you need to be on board here. Otherwise, you'll have to choose another way. Like in a joke, right? You're either on board or you're out in the open sea. And it's not like the matter of safe keeping of data or unsafe keeping. It's really before and after picture when we choose to develop together and just observe it as fence sitters. But we know what we're doing, we know where we are going, and we know what will happen to the world in the next 2-3 months. But we just cannot reveal this information to you just yet. And when we see that the community doesn't fully understand what's going on here, it's a pity that so much is happening here and we cannot reveal the secret to you. But I want to share it with you that you have chosen the right place and the right time to join the company, just like us and the company. We're doing what the world needs here and now, and you will see it very soon. I have nothing else to add to this word. Let's make friends, and let's all together sail in the direction that nobody was sailing towards. Let's do what other people never did. It's a fact. And we're trotting this new path for everybody else. We are the pioneers, just like Apple and Microsoft. They were the pioneers of their trodden path, and now they've turned into giants of the digital world. Yes, thank you, Igor. Now, the real sailors will tell you that what kind of terms they use for sailing. Okay, fail, ship out, whatever you say. So see, I'm wearing the ring here. You cannot see it. Anyway, I'm also wearing one. We are going to wear such rings and fly to the moon. Okay, let's take more questions. Will I be able to buy on Dex Store cards for DNC? Guys, I think we will extend the deadline. It would be wrong if we tell you that it's going to happen only until August 31st. It would be wrong because we haven't really provided this opportunity to people. Constantine is writing next question. Can coin X1 be connected to DexSafe? And if yes, then how and when? A bit later, Alexey will provide you with a tutorial. It's going to be done either automatically there, or we'll just add it through the smart contract. Thank you, Igor. Also, Rambalat is writing, hello, Alexey and Igor. Happy to see you here. Where can we see the statistics of the total number of sold Dex notes and how many of them are still on sale? With time, we're going to publish the statistics for everybody to understand how popular the tier notes are being sold out. Alexey, tell me, please, if a company is blocking internet and the internet works outside the company, will our DexMobile work there as well? Our DexMobile is used for the communication with a basic communication network. We're using basically GSM towers. DexMobile doesn't care who that GSM tower belongs to. That's the difference. So wherever the mobile communication operator is blocking their through their GSM tower, that GSM tower will be unusable for DexNet. If there are working GSM towers that are too far away for your smartphone to see, then DexNet will not work there. So basically, DexMobile is using the existing infrastructure of the mobile operators. That's why if they're blocking their infrastructure, then through these GSM towers, the DexMobile will not be able to connect to internet. But the main advantage is if it is connected, then the mobile operator cannot censor that traffic, track it down and see what's happening there. And in terms of hardware, they cannot decrypt it, but they can switch off their GSM station from the power supply or block it from internet. Tatiana is writing, you built the foundation on which we can build a skyscraper taller than Burj Khalifa. In fact, yes, I agree with you, Tatiana, because you see the fact that we elected multi-level marketing here and distributors companies with MLM marketing as a method of promotion of their product has advantages and disadvantages. Out of advantages, I can mention that I personally find this promotion model quite clear, understandable. When one client invites another, it's a working model, but this model also has some deficiencies and problems because unfortunately through this model, there are many no good companies are promoted whose main goal is to raise funds and then scam and relaunch. Many guys who are coming from one company to another, they have a short-term thinking like that. Their task is to come to a company which is promoted through MLM marketing, manage to make some quick buck with that. That's it. And they understand that the company will shut down in 1 or 2 years. And with this kind of mentality, unfortunately, people come to distributors companies as well, who promote our products and services with the same kind of mentality. They come and grab what they need and move on. But you need to understand that the businesses are not made in 1 or 2 years, and to expect from a company something out of this world to happen just over 1 year would be too far-fetched. Even Burj Khalifa wasn't built over a year. We have built indeed a very strong foundation. We're going forward at our easy pace. We're doing whatever is required to make it a working model for 1, 5, 10, 50 years. Igor has 4 children. I have 2 children. Igor and I, we want to create something for which our children will be proud of us. And we need to build something big. And the big things are not built over a few minutes. First, you dig a pit. You might not even see the result of this work behind the construction fence. Like in Dubai, Igor and I have just moved to another flat. In the house we used to live, I could see a huge pit dug out to build something huge there. And the depth of that pit was 6 or 7 stories deep. They're going to build, I don't know, some underground parking space. But on the outside, it is covered by just 2-meter high fence. And if you just walk past this, you think that nothing's happening there for 1 or 2 years. But I live on a higher floor. I can see what's going on inside and see how quickly and how much is being done there. So the same is happening with our company. A lot of it is done behind the scenes. Now we're moving to the new stage of building the actual building. And that's where the most interesting things start. When I told you word for word that it's just the beginning, I wasn't being sarcastic or exaggerating. It's indeed just the beginning. So I was writing to us, hello, you're doing great. I can see that you're really passionate about your idea. It means that the result will be for everybody. I told my friend about the Dex notes, and he asked me a question. Does DexNet have any public financial statements? I couldn't answer this question. It really restrained him from joining right away and buying DexNode. What can I answer my friend about this? First thing, Vyacheslav. Public financial statements is done by public companies who issued their shares publicly. In all other cases, there is no need for that. Moreover, in all other cases, it is maybe in a way for a company's development. So if I were you, I would simply ask the person the question, how specifically the availability of a public financial statement can affect his or her decision? What can change? And to be an expert in public financial statements, you need to be quite financially versed and to be the owner of a public joint stock company that publishes such public reports. Not a single company does that I know of would issue such public financial statements, only if it is an open joint stock company, because there are different types of joint stock companies. Closed joint stock companies don't have to release their public or do not make public their financial statements. And financial statement is a red herring for your competition, because business equals war, because on the same field there are many companies competing, and it would be great if companies were competing honestly. But bad competition is also a fact of life. And when you publish an open financial statement, it is, I'll put it mildly, it's quite risky. How would I analyze it? If a company, I would be looking at the financial public reports. Moreover, I can tell you that even an open joint stock company, their open public reports don't show what's really happening in the company. They do it just to affect the market and protect themselves from the competition. Their reports are not reflecting the reality. If you look at the public financial statements of many companies, even Microsoft, you will see that those companies are loss-making, not profitable. From the very beginning, those companies are going to go bankrupt like overnight. But in spite of that, they are doing quite okay. I would add another thing here. First of all, yes, I agree that public reports is when the company is listed somewhere on the exchange. That's one. It's a mandatory condition of financial statements. Or when there is a need to see how many notes have been sold already, we can calculate how much one note costs, and you will see what was the turnover of the company in the past 2 years. If a person really wants to see how creditable the company is and how many people were there, you can calculate it by using the publicly available data. You can easily but when the company doesn't have money, it is not developing like we develop. Sure enough, the company is developing and growing big. Igor, I would have added another thing here. Vyacheslav, if a person like that approached you, you could have shown the company's valuation certificates, because it's an official document. Its level of officialdom is no lower than the public financial statement. If the company is valuated at a certain level by an independent auditor's company, who at the moment of the valuation of the company was recognized as the top 5 best valuation companies, for now Sanjar Group is recognized as top 1 in the world in the field of intellectual property valuation by the version of American association EPLA. What does it mean? It means that if top 1 company of the world does this valuation, they are never going to risk their reputation doing unfair valuation, because somebody might approach them and ask, based on which input data did you calculate such a valuation, and they will have to show it to you. So the best way is to show the valuation certificate, which in 1 year amounted to more than 100 million. Okay, let's move on. Andreas is writing, what about DMC? I wanted to buy cars for my family, and now I'm going to lose 1.5 billion. Andreas, I can tell you, are you aware that your thoughts, words, and material, if you really want to your 1.5 billion to burn, they will burn. If you don't imagine it, so it will not happen. I hope you understand why I answered like this. Victoria is writing to me. Thank you very much for such an instrument as staking. Really cool. All the tokens and staking equal super strategy, and now the possibility to send my tokens as staking is open not only to node owners. Yes, with the token packages, we have opened the public staking opportunity. Now every user can stake their tokens, but it looks somewhat differently now. It's more like a gaming mode when through distributors companies you're buying a package of token by getting in this package the whole amount of tokens based on the result of the staking. The only problem is that you have to wait until the lock is over and vesting starts, when you'll see the monthly unlocking of your tokens. Evgeny is writing next question. Why DexPN is not working? It's already working, Evgeny. If it's not working, go to the tech support. Guys will look at your case. Maybe there's some individual case. Victoria, it's off the subject, but I just wanted to thank you. Well accepted, with gratitude. We multiply it and share it back with you. Valeria is writing. Next question, guys. Tell me, please, if I buy allocation at the price which was at the pre-sale, now you're going to recalculate the number of X1 coins, and they will get more coins at the value of 0.1, right? No, it's easier to calculate it by multiplying it by 3. The number of coins that you can see multiplied by 3. That would be the difference that will be additionally credited to your account. If you had, originally it was 30 cents, now it is 10 cents. That's quite straightforward. Yes, thank you, Igor. Now it's exactly 1 year when I learned about DexNet and bought myself a Dex node. I congratulate everybody with that date. Okay, I'm patting you on your back. Georg is writing, thank you for your great work and for the insurmountable high technologies. Now I see a lot of thanks. I'm looking for questions. I see the thanks, guys. I'm just not reading all of them, but I enjoy them, really. Sergey Sokolov is writing next. We're showing some sad smileys. I'm listening, but I understand very little. It's all Chinese characters for me. Sergey, it's not you who doesn't understand. It's very good feedback for me that I need to be using simpler words. You're doing okay. It's not your problem. It's just that sometimes I'm becoming too technical. So please return me back to the normal human language. Somebody also is writing that I've traveled in many countries this summer and DexMobile is working everywhere. When will I be able to use the cards? We are working right now on this assignment. Again, there are some nuances and details, but more or less we're moving that direction. Very soon, we're going to connect it to Google Pay and Apple Pay. Ayat, I ordered the cap at Dex Store for DexNet tokens, just like yours, but I received a different one with a different design. Well, quite unfortunate. Which one? With a big logo front, right? Irina, please get in touch with Ayat, the personal account, exchange contacts, and I guess we can solve this problem and help the person either send the cap with the required design, and the one that you received will be like a gift to you, Ayat. Was it writing to me? Will there be a possibility to buy DexMobile for DNC? DexMobile for DNC. It's I'm having a hard time answering this question. Whether you'll be able to buy DexMobile for DNC. It's quite difficult because tariffs can be different in different countries. It would be difficult to synchronize it. For other products, it's easier to calculate, but it's more difficult for DexMobile. Okay. Let's leave this question still pending, because I cannot tell you yes or no for sure now. Not Boltadik, but Boltadik. Sorry for mispronouncing it. It's a new name for me. So please don't take it personal. Thank you for correcting me. Mikhail is writing. Next question. We're going to enter the change with the words move aside. Yeah, that's exactly the attitude Alexander is writing this. My partners from Ukraine who live in Europe also. I lost the context of your question, unfortunately, but it's okay. Are we going to test blockchain X1 in DexSafe? Yes. Alfie is writing next question. I came to the decentralization. That is why I'm not going to leave my eyes off of this. So I'm going to be part of the decentralized internet development. Thank you. Alexander Haizianov is writing next question. Hello, Alexey and Igor. In Russia, managers are blocking WhatsApp and Telegram. You need to launch your Dex Messenger already. Okay, let's move on. Alexey is writing. If you could also have your own messenger. Okay, moving on. Very good remark. Thank you. Although there is some demand for services in email and DexCloud messengers. Are we planning to release something like that? Yes, we have. We are planning to release some password messengers and email managers. You see what we have encountered now, that we have deployed a decentralized cloud, but as a service, the decentralized cloud is not for mass market. It's more product for corporations. But mass market is going to use the services which will be built based on this technology, like what Pavel suggested, the postal service or password manager. And here will be capturing much broader target audience. The first target group of people would be geeks who are crazy about security. Whatever we do is interesting and clear for them. And second target group for us is who don't really care about security, but still they will get a convenient, user-friendly service, which is at the same time more decentralized and safe to use, but they will appreciate it a bit later maybe. Alex B is writing next question. If there is a possibility, can you tell us more about crypto? How all, you mentioned that all crypto assets can disappear, USDT and Bitcoins. Is it for real that we're going to lose all of it? Alex, how do I put it more nicely? Look, once at one of the AMA sessions, I said that when you learn who is the creator of Bitcoin, you will run away from it like crazy. Some people start to write to my personal account, tell, guys, there's not such much time left until the big reveal. Yeah. A lot of suspense now. Yes, everything is prepared for that. You will see the end results. Trust me. If you were in a way, if Ether, USDT, and Bitcoin were in the way of governments, they would just block access to it in the day one. So please observe and learn. And I can tell you the very last thing. Don't keep all your last money either in Bitcoin or Ether, not in USDT. It's better to keep it in USDT, in DexNet token. I understand that each frog is praising its own swamp, but I understand why this technology was created, for what purpose. Neither in terms of hardware or software, our technology cannot be killed. And I understand how it works inside and out. My assets are kept in DexNet token. I'm not selling them. And I'm not going to sell them for many years to come. Then how do we change messages without messengers? It's a good question. What messages would you recommend instead? Zoom? DNZ? It's a German for Zoom users. To be honest, there's not a single messenger in the world which would be totally secure. That's true. Okay, let's move on then. Maria is writing a question: if we cannot use Telegram, which network can we use instead? Okay, I will skip your question again, Maria. Alexandra, I'm sure that I've chosen the right community, 1000%. Hello? Alexandra's is asking the next question. When will I be able to buy virtual DEX node? We are preparing a new functionality. Now you can buy virtual node from any of the offered tariff, but soon we'll show an upgrade functionality. I can tell you right away, it's not a priority for us just yet, because there are many other more important issues that we have to cover with S3, validation nodes, and blockchain apps, so that will take on the upgrades. It's not that much work to be done there, but it's just that we have different priorities. As soon as we're done with that, we'll move over to the upgrade of the virtual DEX nodes. John Boaz is writing the next question. Are you going to release your own messenger? I'll skip that question. We're waiting for DexNet Messenger together with Dex Phone. Okay, Ayat is writing. Tell me, please. Newbies, don't change the score. I do transactions all the time. Please write to the tech support with that question, to the chat where they do all the activities, and you'll receive all the answers for this about the scoring tracker. Kira is writing that question. DexSafe is already connected to X1. Well, actually, we are doing some crazy work with DexSafe. Very soon it's going to be totally overhauled. Tatiana is writing the next question. Alexey, in fact, it is right thing that you're highlighting these things. Many people misunderstand it, and it's great that you do not only understand what is going on behind the scenes in the world, but also promoting decentralization. Yes, thank you, Tatiana. Unfortunately, 99.9% of people don't really understand what's going on around them. And I believe that it's very hard to live such a state of mind. This is like living in darkness. Much comfortable is when you have a general understanding what's going on around you. It's not really, you cannot fight it. It's really impossible, but by understanding what's going on around you, you can expect the next step and be ready for it. That's what we're working on now. So far, we're quite successful, but with some delay, quite serious delay. And to move on quicker, we need support from community. And I see that unfortunately our community, not all of them understand what's going on. And I cannot tell them because they won't believe. Those people who understand, they understand. Those who don't understand, will be such a reveal to them, after which I know can change their minds. Arkady is writing next question. So far, we are using BNB. When are you planning to roll out your blockchain? We're in testnet. We'll finish testnet and we'll switch over to mainnet. According to my internal deadline, we're planning to do it in September, but there might be some delays. I can tell you right away as a caveat, but if you don't take my word against me in the future, we want it to happen in September, and we're doing everything for this because Igor went to bed yesterday at 4 a.m. and at 7 he was woken up to participating in Zoom meetings. So we're doing the job of our life. That's what we're doing. We live and work these processes. That's our life, and of course we'll try to do it as quickly as possible. Edward is writing, I want to fly the DexNet flag from my window. You can buy Dex Store flag and erect it there. Pavel Volodin, hello. What is the life cycle of physical node? It is going to be functional in the next 5-year period. Thank you for your answer. It has this life cycle of more than 7 years. Actually, it doesn't have any moving parts. It has a passive cooling system and not even a hard drive, but that's the only limitation of a DEX node are the cycles of recording and reading. in SSD. There are some certain limitations with a maximum load. It is expected to live for 7 years, but so far we are very far away from the maximum load, even at 1/10 of this percentage. So you can still consider your DexNode as brand new. As soon as you see that the whole terabyte is totally recorded and it's constantly re-recorded and trafficked, and then from then on, you'll have about 7 years. Moving on. Don is writing yet another solution. We need to create, you need to create a cartoon like Simpsons where you can forecast and mention everything between the lines. Simpsons already had a cartoon about X1 point. Those of you who haven't seen this, yes, Simpsons is a separate story about predictions. You need to understand that Simpsons do not really predict. They recall things. Now, live with that. I'm talking to the people who understand what I'm talking about. That is why. That's what they're saying about politicians and matters of the past. All that scenario has been planned beforehand, and we have done it before, but that's a separate matter. Those of you who understand what I'm talking about, they understand. Others don't take it too close to your heart. So far, you can simply take it as a flight of fantasy. Okay, let's move on. Victoria is writing to me, okay, we understand. Thank you guys for the technology. Thank you, Victoria. Tatiana, are you going to celebrate the second anniversary in Dubai? Guys, as for the anniversary celebration, I will mention it anyway, Igor, because the cat is out of the bag already. We want this second anniversary to be hosted by DexNet. We'll share the technologies so we understand that this is not a format of our target audience, because our target audience are the people who came to us through distributors companies, and the format of activities for such a target audience should be totally different. And here we gravitate towards a realization that distributors companies should organize such celebrations and not DexNet itself, because the format that we practiced in the past, in terms of the feedback, and generally speaking, I was on the stage, I saw the reaction from the crowd was not really something that resonated in people's minds. That's why the next anniversary I would like to organize with only the staff of the company, with a team, as an internal corporate party. That doesn't exclude, of course, that some distributors companies will organize their own celebrations. And if we're invited there as CEOs, of course, we'll attend and share this joy with you. But the format should be different for sure. I understand that in such events, makes no sense to share some new technologies and plans of the company and make the whole celebration out of it. At such events, you need to have more motivation and share the vision for the future development, because the people who come to distributors companies, 90% of the people are the ones who came there to solve their financial problems. And the only thing they're interested in is the possibilities and solutions for their financial problems. Everything else about how it is going to happen, what technologies will be used, it's taken as more like a prelude, because people have a burning, urgent need now when they have to pay their electricity bills or something like that. And based on my subjective opinion, I think it would be right when distributors companies arrange such celebrations, because that's what they're built for. That's how they work with their audiences. And the people who are immersed much deeper into the technology, I guess that's what they would be interested in. And maybe that closed celebration, and that will be closed for sure. I have plans to invite CEOs from distributors companies, and maybe, so for sure, invite some of the key leaders from some of the distributors companies who really realize what's going on behind the scenes. But it's not a fact yet, and we're still thinking about it, but it's going to be a closed corporate celebration. Are you going to add anything to that, Igor? Yes, but we are preparing something really fun. Very soon we're going to announce it, and it's going to happen in May of 2026. Yeah. Again, they will blame us for creating too much suspense, but those of you who were at the first anniversary of the foundation have seen what we're capable of. Very soon we're going to make an announcement of that as well. It's all ahead of us. We're going to make the announcement and tell you everything. Closer to September, we'll roll out all these updates. Yeah, we know how to create a lot of suspense. Okay, thank you, Igor. Roman is asking next question. Hello. I've asked you this question many times before. Tech support is writing back to me that my gift 5,500 points are going to be credited after the third round. Yes, that's right. My gift points are going to also be tripled. Here, I don't remember. Are we planning to triple the value of gift points as well? Yes, but it's going to be calculated as all part of all the coins. Yes, it's all the coins are going to be tripled in size. It just, if you were told that you'll be credited them as after the third round, but there will be no third round. It will be no fail. So the third round is going to be launched real soon, but you'll get your coins before the listing. I can promise you that. You'll be notified about that. You will be able to withdraw them. Just wait for the time when we'll announce that the coins can be retrieved, can be claimed. I know you can subscribe by your wallet to get them transferred to it, and you'll get all of them credited to your wallet. Don't worry. Thank you, Igor. Mikhail is writing, Alexey, Igor, even if the community doesn't understand everything, your main asset is the trust and the level of credibility you enjoy among your community. Yes, thank you, Mikhail. Look, for people not to take this phrase against me that some of the community doesn't understand everything I'm saying, it doesn't mean that the community is wrong. It's just the specificity of what we do here. First of all, is high-tech approach, and you need to have technical really understand DexNet, my tokens. You ever? It's a very good statement. Thank you very much. But at the same time, some captains are sailing their ships, and they use a lot of professional terminology and jargon. Like, firefighters also have their slang words. I know that there are some specificities, my friends, when you call them firefighters is not the right word, because professionally they're called different. For me, it's all the same. It's hard to translate because they're talking about the Russian language terminology here. Victor, writing next question. When finally will we be able to start using and buy Sigma rings? Very close. Winter is close. Just have some patience. We're also waiting for this. We want it because we have great ideas about it. We're waiting for this moment to start. Yes, Victor, we want it to happen as soon as possible, just that we have shared this information strictly with others about Sigma. And now we have a question when it's going to happen. And that's the main reason why neither I nor Igor, we don't really want to reveal our plans, because then people have unjustified expectations. Tether is writing, don't say too much. You do a lot, and I believe into the technology. This is the gift from on high for all of us. I thought that it was a criticism against us that we talk too much. Victor is writing, when DexSafe is going to have anonymous coins like Monero? Well, if it is a separate blockchain and Monero is a separate blockchain, it's like an integrational blockchain. It'll take some time. We'll arrive to that point one day in future when we'll have different priorities. When other priorities will be covered, we'll start integrating other blockchains as well. Thank you. Saisur is writing to me. If I'm making mistakes in the pronunciation, I'm sorry about that, because I don't know how to pronounce some of your names. DexPN is having some faults, or is it temporary? Please write to the tech support if there is some blackout about DexPN. Whenever you experience some unsatisfactory performance, write to the tech support about this. It might be something unknown, maybe some intellectual problem, and we will never become privy of that. But if you tell us about it, then you'll help us and other clients who in future might encounter this problem as well. Dmitry Kuznetsov, hello, Alexey and Igor. For 2 weeks, my DexPN is not working. It's writing that I don't have active keys. Before the update, it worked perfectly. I went to the tech support. So far, I received no answer. Irina, please have a screenshot of that message from Dmitry, and we can look at what's going on with the tech support there. Okay, let's move on. Mikhail is writing, are there any crypto communities like Right Arms and so on? Aren't you planning to become part of the multi-million communities like that? Yes, we're working on this right now. What will happen if somebody pays for the node by dirty cryptocurrency? Will that spoil the whole company's operations? No, it won't. But the question is very good, actually, about the marked cryptocurrency. Distributors companies, some of them have implemented this already. Others are going to implement it very soon. AML of cryptocurrency is going to be introduced very soon, so such transaction is now going to be verified. We'll return back to the sender. Yuri is writing, when are you going to reevaluate DexNet? I guess next year to do the reevaluation. We already understand what we want to approach reevaluation with, but first we need to complete our principal projects and launch them on the market. Then our evaluation value will be much higher. Now we have grown with the technology and everything, but not enough to do a reevaluation. Yuri Mark is writing, the company has assessment from independent companies and has IP rights. Yes. Thank you very much. I have shown the valuation certificate to my friend, and I'm going to show him this recording as well. Yes, please do. Hopefully I've answered the question. Jabalat is writing next question. Is there expiration date for staking? If you're talking about staking packages, and we have allocated certain amount of tokens for this staking, and as soon as we use up all this volume, if I'm not mistaken, 60 million tokens have been allocated for the staking. I don't remember now from the top of my head, so I'm not going to distort it. It can end up earlier than that, but staking can end up earlier as soon as we see that other processes are connected. we can suspend the staking, but it's not going to happen like we putting a stop to that overnight. It is about staking on the packages of tokens. Yes, this kind of staking. If it is general staking there, we have 500 million allocated for that kind of staking. Just that I don't remember how many tokens, 100, I think 100 million tokens for packages. Yes, maybe 100 million. I think a bit less than that. So again, Uladbek. See, again, another error in the pronunciation of the name. Uladbek. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about mispronouncing your name once again. But now I will know for sure how to pronounce your name. Uladbek. No other way around it. I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Uladbek, now everybody will know how to pronounce your name. Next question. Why, before the purchase of the virtual node, nobody's telling me that my balance is going to shrink, but not instead of increase like expected? What balance are you talking about here? Before the purchase of the virtual node, nobody told me that my balance is going to shrink. Alexander, can you please write more context about your question? Otherwise, I don't understand what you're talking about. Maybe they couldn't see those 50 tokens that were not there, and they thought it would be less than it happened. Those 50 tokens have already been credited for all days. You can check it back and provide your feedback about this. Okay, thank you. Bulatbek. Please repeat this question. I will read it. I will enjoy reading it. If it is incorrect, I'm going to read it and answer it to you. Your emotions and your confidence inspires us. Thank you very much. Well, Rahmet is, I like how you put it. As it means thank you in Kazakh language. Are you going to be part of blockchain life? No, it's a matter of principle. Never. They're writing to us every year, but it's a matter of principle. We're not going to go to blockchain live with our DexNet technology. That's Igor and I's position. There are many more, more interesting summits than blockchain live, and more productive ones as well. Yes. I will be honest with you. We sent the application to blockchain live in the very beginning. They said no to us because we were too green and little. And then when we became bigger, they're writing to us every time. But it's a matter of principle. I'm ignoring them because they underappreciated us first time around. And they used rude words against us in the beginning. Now when they see that who we really are, every year they send their invitations offering affordable prices. No, we're not going to be there. They didn't see a star in us in the beginning. Now live without us. Evgeny is writing first. DexPN doesn't work. Yes, it now Marine is writing. I lost 3,040 tokens from my Dex safe. I didn't do a transition like this, a transfer like this. So that's an interesting problem. Look, there is nobody to go to with this kind of problem because we don't have control over transactions happening in DexSafe. DexSafe, we just the suites connected to different blockchains, sending commands for the transfer of transactions. If you don't see this transaction in blockchain, it means that your seed phrase has been compromised. How could it be? Could it happen? If you follow some links. Okay, I will tell you. Next thing. You need to have two smartphones and two crypto wallets. On one smartphone, you keep crypto assets. On the other smartphone, you keep very little cryptocurrency that you're using for your daily life. And on the smartphone, where you have the main wallet, you should never, under no pretext, follow any links. if you receive in Telegram some kind of link that vote for my friend or something, when you're submitted a link to Zoom webinar, I'm interested in your technology. As soon as you follow that link, very easy to integrate into this link, the so-called phishing. When by following that link, you allow that sender to do something with your smartphone and you don't know what you have allowed them to do. This way, people often lose their Bitcoins and USDT and access to seed phrases, many other things, even accounts and telegrams. So guys, think twice before following third parties links. Even my wife, when she sends me links, I don't follow it. I meet her late night and says, you sent me a link, what was it? And that's it, because I don't know whether it was she really who sent me the link, but it came from the account of my wife, or maybe it was somebody who is acting like my wife. Different story. And many people are making huge money on phishing. It is dirty money. It will never bring joy to the person who steals this kind of money, but people don't know this, and because of the lack of knowledge, they're stealing other people's money. Igor mentioned once the transfer of data without the internet. Yes, this technology is called LoRack. When DEX nodes can 5 kilometers from each other. Although in a big city of Dubai, where we have skyscrapers, DEX nodes could be united at a smaller range, like 3 kilometers plus. But to launch this technology, we need to first deploy DEX nodes in huge density. The number we have now wouldn't allow us to use that technology. It is inbuilt in all our DEX nodes. It's waiting for its H hour, but so far we're not really using it. For that, we need more DEX nodes. Gennady is writing next question. So far, no. So far we have no alternative to the messages. Follow the news. Yes, Gennady. Okay, I found communication application. It's called Max. It's very good communication quality. I could never hear that the balance will shrink. I didn't know that the balance will shrink. The balance will shrink. No, it's not going to shrink. It's going to grow up. If we're talking about X1 coins, it's going to grow up, not shrink. Okay, Mikhail next. Nikanorov. Alexey, Bratka, please tell me, how can I live and how can I communicate with normal people so that nobody would knock me? What do you mean by knock me? Okay, guys, I will answer your question. There is a company, DexNet. DexNet is developing services and technologies. There are distributors companies who are selling these services by sharing their profits, sharing part of their money, value of DEX nodes and everything. And we can really make money on this. You can live off that, and many people do that. Talk to normal guys, and I just don't know the meaning of the word knock in your case. If I understood the question, of course. If I misunderstood it, then please rephrase it. Vital is writing, if the DEX node was bought with a 20% discount, then the upgrade will also have a 20% discount if I buy that with DexNet tokens. I'm not prepared to answer this question. As soon as we come closer to upgrade, I'll have better understanding, because now I can tell you something which will be erroneous at the end. So I'm not prepared to answer. Alex B is writing, if DEX node dies, then what? I'm going to replace it with additional payment if it happens at the warranty period, and it's because of our error or fault, then we'll replace it free of charge. But if it died because you did something with that, did something wrong with that, then you will have to replace it by paying for the repair or buy a new one. What I can say that you don't keep it under direct sun rays so it doesn't heat up too much. Otherwise, it's going to work for you for many years. Don't put it over the batteries in your home. Don't heat it up in any way. Anastasia writing, Alexey. If I have power surges, how can it affect DEX nodes, and how should I secure and protect our devices? Look, Anastasia, it depends on the power surge. Generally speaking, DEX node is fed by 5 volts, but the power outlet has 220 volts, and there is a power block between them, which works in certain range from 160 to 250 volts. Within that range, it doesn't care. It provides stably 5 volts, but if it goes over 250 volts, or there is, if lightning strikes it, not like when the lightning strikes, not the power grid, but the internet communication line, then it can create problems, but it would be thousands of volts, and no electronic devices can survive that kind of shock. Okay, we have yet another question. Okay, let's take 8 more questions and then wrap it up. Okay, let's try to do it within 8 minutes. Hello, Alexey and Igor. I'm showing a lot of respect to you about the phone calls and popular messages. Can you implement your own messenger? And Andrei is asking direct question like others. How relevant is it for you in the foreseeable future? Thank you for everything you're doing. And thank you for your plans. Andrei, I'm sorry, maybe you'll take it as an insult from my side, but I'm going to skip your question. Thank you for your gratitude, but as far as the messenger of the company is concerned, I'm going to leave your question unanswered. Valentina is writing, what would you advise you use to protect the node from the unforeseen power blackouts? Use either power bank or power backup device, and which can be charged and at the same time feed other devices. There are power banks, anchors of the company Anchor. I like them very much. They can be charged and feed DexNode at the same time. So you can charge DexNode from this and connect power bank to a charging device. And your Wi-Fi router would also be left unpowered, but not only power supply, but also internet connection. Alexey, you're saying that governments are told what to do. No, I didn't say that. Don't put these words into me. And what about UAE? Because you communicate with the royal family, how do they fight back the dictators of this world? Ramashka, do you really want me to spell it out for you? Because I've said too much already. I didn't say what you're writing about me. Alex VP, are you going to return Dex safe through the card now? When the cards were in the wallet, it's very cool. Very few other guys have this because Apple doesn't want it to happen. That because of this reason, we couldn't update Dex safe. What kind of rings are you talking about? I missed it. We'll share this information a bit later. It's a pity that at the company's anniversary celebrations were affected by people who were not on board of the company. We like them very much. With you once again, Alexander Spomer is writing to us. Maybe we'll see you, Alexander. Ruslan is writing to us. Many people really understand what and how the company is developing. But everything, the only thing we can do, that's why you and Igor are the people that the world really needs. You're like the beacon showing the alternative to life. Ruslan, thank you very much for your kind words. More questions? Bloodbet. made himself unforgettable. Yes. Yes, I have received tokens that I staked already. My balance was going down for 4 days. Now it's going up. Actually, Telegram bot showing DexNet exchange rates. We see some faulty transactions in USDT, which are replicating the reality. Should I ignore it? Yuri, I still don't understand what you're talking about. I don't really understand. Okay, I need to look it up. Virtual node also needs to be brought in the context of the global security, of course, of course. After the 7 days of life cycle of DexNet, how can I replace it? How will I be able to replace the DexNet? Let's first walk this path, because here we're talking about 7 years of operational life under the full load. It'll take us a few years to reach the time when our DexNodes will be working at their full capacity. Yes, 7 years is the hard number, but take my words that it will serve you 10, 15 years. You'll have many options to replace it. Don't worry about that. Then what site to use to communicate? You should never communicate with other people via web pages. Victoria is writing, we know about Next. It's a total disaster. Yes, I agree. Victoria. Lucia is writing, hello, Alexey and Igor, what can you tell us about Discord as a messenger? Lucia, don't use it. Marina is writing. Everybody's talking now only about Max Messenger. Ruslan is writing on YouTube. People are saying that Max Messenger can steal your rights. Ruslan, yes, that's right. People are telling you the truth. Mikhail is writing to us. I didn't know that you read my message. That was a joke. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we have the slide for this. Okay, now moving on. One will approach DexNet. All validation nodes are going to be connected. Yes, this is exactly what we're working on. We're connecting monitoring now. That's archived on August 15th, 1971, not 1970. Yes, Richard Nixon was Richard Nixon, as it was announced temporarily. And it turned out that won't do it. They banned the replacement of or exchange rate for the gold reserve. Yes, it was Nixon who basically mixed the use of gold. Array of lights in the darkness is DexNet. Yes, it's a fact. More questions here. We have 1 minute left. What will happen to the validator after the Dex node lifecycle will end? Other nodes will appear. It's all good. There will be also second generation Dex nodes and third generation. We will replace the Dex nodes and the story. The card will be available only through the hub, or we'll get the ones which we used to have. Guys, both options will be available to you, but the guys who own Dex nodes, you'll have better conditions. Hello, when will you have a physically rebranded X1 Dex nodes? Very soon, Anton. Okay, Alexander. Can you have a connection to use mobile internet during disconnection of power supply? In fact, you can, but you can do it with a technical mindset. You can do it yourself. Alexey, I bought on my wallet 200 USDT. I received notification and I received yet another notification for 200 U5 DT. Okay, thank you, Yuri. We'll look at it. Conversation messenger is a very good communication solution, maybe. 3 DEX nodes are damaged by the lightning. What can you advise? Well, you can only replace them. If there was the lightning damage, was it only the nodes that suffered or something else? Will I be able to buy the validation key as well? Unfortunately, not. That validation keys are sold out. We're not selling them anymore. After we connect all 500 existing validators and understand whether we need to expand the circle, then we will. But so far, I cannot answer this question until we're done with the tests. Okay, let's take the last question already. Thank you, Yuri. Very last question from Natalie about the signal. Alexey, what do you think about the signal messenger? Signal messenger was initially created by the United States to control others, and then it was broken by the Muslims. So I have very negative attitude about this. Okay, that's it, guys. Hugs and kisses to all of you. We have raised so many interesting in-depth matters. I'm going to be criticized by my wife because she keeps telling me never mention it publicly. Okay, guys, just touched on the painful things here. Okay, thank you, Alexey. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for going the business tours together. I thank everybody for your presence here. Everybody was with us until the very end. I'll see you next week. Next time, follow our announcements. I'm sure that in the next 2 weeks, we'll keep surprising you with new prospects, instruments, news, and sheer scope and scale of the company development. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye. Thank you, Igor. I thank our team and community. Okay, guys. Yeah, keep on trucking. Bye-bye.